This guy had been away from home for years, but he had absolutely nothing in his bank account. Sure, he had a steady job, but 2 days before every paycheck, he couldn't even afford to eat. So he decided to grab the cheapest rice ball he could find. But when he got to the store, he realized he couldn't even afford that. So he just sat alone by the ocean, letting the sea breeze take his mind off the hunger. On weekends when he didn't have work, he'd just lay in his rundown apartment all day, counting down the days until payday. He was a total loner by nature, so he never once talked to any of his neighbors, even though they were all pretty friendly people. One weekend rolled around, and he was ready to just crash in his room again, when suddenly a knock at the door snapped him out of it. He nervously opened the door. Standing there was a middle-aged guy drenched in sweat. His pipes had busted back at his place, and he needed to borrow John's shower. It was a pretty bold ask out of nowhere. John shut him down without hesitation. The next day, he dragged himself home from work starving as usual, and found a letter from a welfare agency waiting for him. Turns out his father had passed away recently. The agency was asking him to come collect his father's remains. But since he and his father never had a real relationship, he didn't feel a single thing about it, and decided he wasn't going to pick up the remains either. The next day was the weekend again. Having gone 2 days without food, he just laid there at home. Until that afternoon, William, the guy who'd asked to use his shower, showed up again. He seemed to notice John was starving, and left him a few vegetables before he left. John pulled himself up with everything he had left, and grabbed the vegetables right off the floor. Those vegetables were enough to get him through to payday. Once he finally got paid, he went out and stocked up on a ton of food. Right after he finished cooking, William showed up again with a basket of fresh vegetables, and once again asked if he could use the shower. Even though William had done him a solid before, John still wanted to say no. But before he could even get the words out, William had already walked himself into the bathroom. After that, William started coming around all the time, sometimes dragging John out to help tend his garden. And after they'd finish working outside, William would use his shower again, and bring over freshly picked fruits and vegetables. This time John didn't push back at all. He even pulled out some of his own food and shared it with William. Ever since William came into his life, things just didn't feel as dark and heavy anymore.